He won the Pan Air's Poem Competition Cup. We have for one night only Liz, Colbier and Nikki performing the Talent Show. Yes!
One, two, three.
One, two, three. When Liz suggested a talent show, I have to confess, I thought, oh no. And then, to add to all my fears, Colbier came up with some mad ideas. But I was soon put in my place, and for several days was in disgrace. Boring and miserable were among my names, for dismissing all their fun games. So, although talent is something I lack, as a signed-up member of the Brat Pack, I had to join in Liz's night, although I can assure you I put up a fight.
Now we had Nikki Carter in tow, whose skills are rather lacking, you know. So our problems really grew. What on earth were we to do? Sing? No. Dance? No. Do a mime? No, we'll just stand and say a rhyme. She should be able to manage that, although it's not a guaranteed fact. Colbier, on the other hand, had plans which were really far too grand. Impossible, even in our wildest dreams, just like some of her marketing schemes.
Liz was worried what Jenny would say and whether IDS were willing to pay. But once all those details were all quite clear, it was only the entrance we had to fear. Would we be the only rendition in this talent competition? Slowly but surely, we soon came to light. It was going to be a hilarious night. Steve Gibbons, editor of Informal, would play his guitar, that's for sure. Boo would sing in the giggle.
Good shout.
Perhaps Brenda would give a helping hand.
Steven Spielberg, oh sorry, I mean Glenn. The one in Harrogate that shared with Ken. Really determined to do his
Slanderous.
bit. But would it involve his netball kit? Recently wearing a suit and tie, everyone's really been wondering why. Could it have something to do with the show? Perhaps he's making a video. Faye's talent isn't in dispute. We all know she can play the flute. But how many of you already knew she's a professional breakdancer too? Raj's laugh is well renowned. It's a really loud, booming sound. So we presumed he'd be in a terrible rush to do his impression of Basil Brush.
E.J. Thrip, 37.5, has always been known as game for a laugh. We thought that he would do a skit, using all his charm and wit. As a man who listens to soaps, for Esmond we had very high hopes. I had the image in my head of him and Ruth in the lambing shed. For Alistair, who's on the radio every day, talking about things related to pay, we thought the talent show would be a breeze, but would he need more OHPs? We thought Angela could do a monologue, because she can talk the hind legs. The only thing to make her stop is the fire alarm at 10 o'clock.
Jet Set Richardson has a special skill. It's one that always gives him a thrill. We thought he might want to share it tonight, but the 747 is nowhere in sight.
Next year.
Every Friday we hear a call. Do you want a bonus ball? As Elaine is bound to win, we thought a talent prize therein. This leads us to the sandwich man, who is Elaine's biggest fan. We thought he might want to do the food. No thanks, I hope that's not too rude. We could go on ad infinitum, listing each and every item, but we thought that would take too long, and we must let Brenda sing her song.
And now that we are nearly ended, any offence was not intended. EJ Thrip, your position is fine. We only take bookings at Christmas time.
Nikki, that's a good kick-off. They've done 12.
Blind dates
The
in
next
trouble.
act tonight is a video, IDS Takeover,
What's this
starring
mean?
Paul Hodgson as the hard-hitting American chief executive Buck Dollar, Steve Glenn as a suave, sophisticated Darius Cruz,
Every day.
and Ron Hunt. Guest starring Dawn O'Donovan as herself, Mark Clayton, Jenny Bell, and Esmond Lindoff, also as himself. Special guest appearance, Paul Barton, Mark Richardson, and Arnold Schwarzenegger. That was dream, sorry. Schwarzenegger.
IDS has just been sold to the consultancy arm of a large US corporation. The entire tranche of senior management has been right-sized. Mark Layton, the ex-managing director, has been barred from the building by the new incumbent, Buck Dollar, because of his violent outbursts.
Why didn't you let me in? Blast you, Dollar!
Members of the senior management team have become jobless and even homeless, haunting the site of their former glory.
We've got no chance of getting a meeting now with Buck Dollar, I reckon.
Guess we'll just have another drink then.
Cheers.
Now running the company is the new hard-nosed American chief executive, Buck Dollar, played by Paul Hodgson.
I don't care if it is Christmas. You're all fired. Now, what does it say about unfair dismissal in here?
Mr. Dollar is ably assisted by his number 2, Darius Dela Cruz, played by Steve Glenn.
Mr. Layton? Again? Yes, put him through. Hello, Mark. Yes, we've been through this before. I understand you used to be the MD of this company, but Mr. Dollar is a very busy. All I can say is I'll raise your concerns with him at the next meeting. Okay, goodbye.
We joined Buck and Darius prior to their first meeting.
DC, in my office, now.
Now, DC, I wish I could say I'm pleased to open this new era of IDS, but to be quite honest with you, the corporation's bought a lame duck, and it's our job to make it fly.
Yes, I couldn't agree more, sir. Not so much fly, maybe waddle. But anyway, I thought we could, before we look at our own situation, we could look at our direct competitors.
And who are they?
IRS, sir. Industrial Relations Services.
IRS? And we're called IDS? What's the matter with you guys? Why haven't you sued their ass? Don't you have any lawyers working for you?
Well, Well, I'm coming to that, sir, but about IRS. Basically, they copy our publications and poach most of our staff.
Do we know anyone there?
Yes, there's a few employees that have made the move. The latest to do so is a young chap, sir. Barton. Paul Barton.
Right. That's it then. What we need is some kind of smear campaign, and this kid Barton could be just what we need.
What do you have in mind?
Well, we had a similar situation to this back in the States one time, and what we decided to do was to frame a few of our competitors' employees.
In what way?
Well, the usual Class A drugs, hookers, that sort of thing. And then we leaked the information to the press and waited for our companies to lose credibility.
And did it work?
Hell yeah! Then we followed up the moves with a marketing campaign, bad-mouthing the companies. That's what we'll do here, starting with this drug plant on this Barton kid. Then we'll have a few more plants, and then that's when we bring on the hookers. We'll need to catch all this on film, though.
Yes. I can just imagine it now. It's definitely plausible, sir. But how do we follow it up?
With a great marketing campaign. TV ads, mail shots, posters. Would you base your most important decisions on junkies and curb crawlers? 'Cause you already are. IRS, the employment agency for Class A drug users and whores. I love it. So what's next?
I thought we could look at the company on an approximately alphabetical basis, starting with brief.
Sounds okay, DC. Bottlenecks usually occur at the top.
A strange bunch on brief, though, sir.
You're telling me. I was up there this morning and it was completely deserted. Like the Mary Celeste. The only sound I could hear was one of snoring.
Really?
Yeah. We used to have a department like that back in the States. We used to call it the Bigfoot Department.
And why was that?
Well, there were sightings of staff for over 20 years, but nobody knew if they really existed. But anyway, I did manage to track down the guy that heads up this section. What's his name?
Gibbon, sir.
Gibbon, right, yeah. He was with that Raj Jethwan guy.
I think you actually mean Raj Jeffwas.
Yeah, that's him. Anyway, they were having this kind of name-dropping thing. Is that some kind of English ritual?
Well, it's not that I'm aware of, sir.
Well, it's gotta stop. Get rid of the both of them. More importantly, what about the number of staff on that section? The bottom line is, there's too many. They're lawyers, right?
Yes, sir.
So, what's the story? They got some dirt on the company?
It's definitely something we need to be looking into, sir, but headcount levels throughout the company are what we should be concerned with.
Dollar? DC, Elaine wants me to tell you that the sandwich man is here.
Very good, sir. I fancy a BLT, but anyway, about downsizing, I've approached a number of consultancies, and I believe it's Arthur Anderson have the answer that we need.
And what have Arthur Anderson got to offer?
It's known as their ARSE procedure.
What the hell is that?
Arse, sir. Apparently there's two types, soft arse and hard arse. The soft arse version is known as acceptable reasons to subtract employees, whereas hard arse is a bit more of a vulgar expression. I think you can see for yourself, sir. Of course, Arthur Anderson are experts in both areas, particularly the latter.
I bet they are.
Therefore, I think it's paramount that we definitely look into Arthur Anderson's arse. It's just a question of whether we choose hard arse or soft arse.
Well, if we have to make a decision, it's gotta be hard ass. By the time I finish with this organization, It's gonna have buns of steel.
Hey, DC, that should tone up the butt of the organization. There's too much damn cellulite here anyway. Now, isn't there some other rabble up there on that floor?
Computer, sir.
The hippie and the dame?
The same, sir. But before we go on, I think I should say we need to keep the woman Liz. She's got a disc downloaded with some explicit material from your PC.
Yeah, they were pictures from my daughter, Mary. She's a medical student.
Oh, a gynecological major, sir? But anyway, Liz, I think, is a hard-working, punctual, a high-value-added employee.
Stop drilling, man. You've struck oil. Okay, she got some dirt on you too?
Well, it's quite possible, sir, but I would never let that cloud my judgment.
Sure. Okay, so what's the name stays for both our benefits. But you get me those discs, okay?
Definitely, sir. And what about Phil Scott?
The hippie, okay. He's got to go. But first, before that, make him tender for his job at half the pay, get his hair cut, and then sack him. What's next, DC?
Next, sir, is the European section.
European? Okay. They're linguists, right? How many languages do they speak?
I think 2 or 3 each.
Each? Including English?
Well, I assume
so. It's not enough, for Christ's sake. Sack them and get some real linguists in.
Very well.
What's after European?
After European, we decided to look at subscriptions or customer services.
Subscriptions? They're all women, right?
Nearly all women.
Okay. Maybe some uniforms, yeah. Something sassy. Short skirts? Something like that?
Don't you think that could be construed as a bit sexist, sir?
Oh, God damn it, man. It's presenting the image of IDS to the outside world. I've never seen a place with so many identity problems.
Okay, very well. And the gentleman, sir?
Yeah. Jamestown. He'd look kind of cute in some kind of lederhosen. Maybe we could do the whole Tyrolean thing.
I don't think that's such a good idea, sir. If you remember what happened between you and young Hans in the Salzburg office.
Yeah. Okay, DC, maybe you're right. Well, you sort it out. I don't pay the monkey to play the tune myself, you know. Have you straightened yourself out now, DC?
Yes, sir, yes, thank you. I think we should look at pensions now, then.
We have a pensions department?
I believe so, sir.
Ah, pensions. That's ironic, 'cause I want to pension off pensions.
Most amusing, sir, but aren't they a bit young?
I don't care.
But how will you do it?
What do I pay you for, DC?
I'll get onto it straight away.
I mean, nobody's interested in pensions now anyway, not even pensioners. Nobody's gonna have a pension by the year 2010. Certainly not if they save with Save and Prosper. Now, what can you tell me about this report section, DC?
How would you Americans say it? Yes, pinko, sir.
I wish that was the case, DC, but to be honest, we've got a hornet's nest of fully fledged Reds up there. I want them watched, all of them.
And what about studies, sir? I'm not sure about that Cowie fellow. I don't trust him.
Neither do I. But the real problem is that Dick Hartson fellow.
Oh, Richardson, sir.
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah, there's a few interesting rumours about this particular chap. Some of them actually involving criminal charges.
I like it. Go on.
Well, he's been accused of falsifying absence records, and I happened to get hold of this police footage that was taken recently.
I can't believe these absence levels are correct.
Falsifying his own absence records?
Well, this is how it began, but this led to falsifying colleagues' records, and the obsession grew to such an extent that he broke into other organisations, hacked into their systems and began falsifying their absence records too.
The crafty son of a bitch! And what was the outcome?
Well, the company started paying for therapy, and he now works 1 day a week at home. On that particular day, he's replaced by a body double.
And hasn't anybody noticed?
They don't seem to, sir. The double has been instructed just to talk about certain subjects, absence, sickness, the company pension scheme, and of course, plane spotting.
Anyhow, that may or not have been the case, but I don't want anyone who travels around the world, stays at airports, watching pieces of aluminum trundle around the airport, working at my company. Sort out his termination arrangements, and while you're at it, add a few sick days to his record. He won't like that.
The other studies issue is this Ed Brown fellow, sir. Our people have been looking into his background and have uncovered some very interesting facts.
Like what?
Like he served in Nam, he won 2 Purple Hearts and received a commendation from your president himself. He's an ex-SEAL and a US citizen.
Wow! So what's he doing here?
Apparently he's still a wanted man by the Vietnamese, and subsequently the CIA provided him with a new identity, gave him plastic surgery, that sort of thing, and this is what he used to look like before all this happened.
Now that's the kind of guy I want in this company. But we're getting off the subject here, DC. Downsizing, which reminds me, the NPR problem.
Fran Pennington, sir?
No, not her. Tooting. His name's Tooting. Steve Tooting.
Tatton, sir?
Yeah, that's him. Claims he's some kind of cross between Kevin Costner and Robert Redford.
I hadn't noticed any resemblance.
You're damn right there. But anyway, you know those guys on report we mentioned earlier? The Reds?
Yes.
Well, this guy is infrared. Huh. What's more, the guy's got an argument problem the size of Texas.
What do you mean?
The guy can argue the hind legs up a desert mule, goddammit. He's gotta go. He's bad news. I don't like him.
Okay.
Now, what's next?
Production, sir.
Yeah, now, there we have a real problem. I never know what these guys are doing. What are they working for? Report, brief, NPR, pensions? We gotta get some sort of system worked out here.
I've had an idea to solve this problem myself, sir. Do you mind if I bent it over, slapped his ass, and see if it screamed?
You English and your vernacular expressions. Go ahead, DC, pitch me some ball.
Yes, well, I thought we could have some sort of visual or oral methods which made it obvious who each production person was working for.
Okay, like what?
Well, for example, if someone was working for Mr. Hatchett, they would wear a false beard.
Good.
For Mr. Cowie, they would talk in a Northern Irish accent.
Yeah.
And, well, for example, if they worked for Mr. Tatton on NPR, they would just argue about every single change that was made.
Damn right. Yeah, I get your drift, DC. Let's put it into operation tomorrow. I want a mock-up of Hatchett's beard in my office first thing. And I want the Carter woman in for a fitting. Isn't there someone called Brendan Garraway? They should be okay on the Irish accent.
It's Brenda, sir.
Oh, book him in for the dialect coach.
Okay, sir. Well, that seems to have wrapped up most of the matters, except that one issue that we spoke about last week.
Yeah, some kind of puppet. Yeah, we need some kind of puppet to run this organization, nominally. A figurehead kind of guy. Somebody who knows the organization inside out and does what he's told.
Yes, weren't you talking to some of the previous executives about this matter?
Yeah, I had a word with Desmond Lindop. He mentioned some guy, Don Arnold. Sounds like some kind of big-time mafioso.
I think you mean Ronald.
Oh yeah, that's the man, yeah. Anyway, I want him.
Oh, so you're going to bring him out of retirement then?
Yeah, bring him in tomorrow morning.
We joined Mr. Dollar the next morning after the fitting of the beard with Nicky Carter.
Well, that seems to fit just fine, Nicky. That'll be very nice. Okay, thanks. Yes, you can go now. Bye-bye. Don! Don, baby! Come in! Okay, come in, Don. Come in. How was the journey? Was it okay? How do you feel?
Oh, I'd just like to thank you, Mr. Dollar. I've been wanting to get my hand on this company for 30 years.
No problem, Don. Take it away, Don, baby. She's all yours. I thought maybe, we could have a game of golf this afternoon. DC? DC, man. What the hell are you doing with that axe?
I've had second thoughts. I've decided that I would like to be the figurehead of this company. You promised me that much back in the States.
But the axe, man, for Christ's sake. You can't... Oh my God, DC! You killed him! DC, put down the axe. And what are you wearing that hat for? My God, I've heard of somebody stepping into another man's shoes, but just because you cut his head off?
Take that, you Yankee bastard!
Oh! God! Oh! You lying scumbag, stand up and fight! I thought you trusted me. I'd have given you the world, you scum! Okay, take that! And that! And that!
Darius de la Cruz died later in hospital from internal injuries. Buck Dollar pleaded self-defense and was acquitted. He now resides in Salzburg with Hans, where the two of them run a cathedral boys' choir.
Up to the 27th. Yeah. Oh.
Isn't it?
I am from the Cotswolds, and I am a landowner and farmer.
Well done, Humphrey. And the same to number 2. What's your name and where do you come from?
I'm Brian Silage. I work for work on this farm. I'm in charge of artificial insemination, and I also help organise some of Mr. Devine's social events. I look after his cause.
Well, that goes in there, doesn't it? Finally, the last number 3. And what's your name and where do you come from? Number 3? Oh, can you hear me? What's your name? Can you say that again? Oh, sorry, this is uncanny then, and you're yourself apart. I hear on the grapevine that you're a fan of mine with my husband Bobby. It's no good sight. I think Kenny, sit down, that's enough for one night. Well, here we have the lights then, and let's see what girl we've got for you tonight. See you in a moment. Right then, and this evening we have Club. She's from Hello, Club.
Hi.
And what do you do?
My name's Claire from Berkshire. I'm a air hostess.
What's the most important thing about your job?
A good package. A good package.
A good package. Okay then, let me take a seat then. Right then, Clue,
If you were a fruit, what would take your fancy? Question to number one. Number one, question.
Oh, I say, well, it'll have to be two mangoes.
Why is that number one?
I don't think we really need to go into that, do we?
It's not in the script.
This is scripted.
So question to number two.
I'd be some cherries, and if you pick a date with me, maybe we can pop a few.
And the same question to number three. You are so
Number two, you ready for number two now,
okay. Right. Like my fine wines, I like my men full-bodied and mature. Which drink would you compare yourself to? Question to number two.
I'd compare myself to a pint of scrumpy, because I'm big and I taste sweet. Maybe if you
That's not
my baby, a couple of pints with me, then you can have a nibble at my pork scratch.
Same question to number three.
Short and sweet,
Oh, I missed that one. And the same question to number one, please.
Bolly, cough, cough. Pop my cork and let the bubbles flow.
Right. Question number three. Rudolph's red-nosed reindeer had a red shiny nose to show Santa the way. Where would you like to shine your light for me?
Who's that to?
Oh, question number three.
Oh, what's that one? Isn't it?
Number one.
Still with us, number one?
Well, my light comes from my 15 fireplaces in my castle, so you can come and light my fire.
And number two.
Just like a lighthouse, I'd send you a light to warn you when you're just about to hit my rocks.
So your questions now, Claire?
Yes.
Oh, that's a difficult one. You made up your mind just before you do it.
It's Graham.
Oh, Graham.
Well, Claire, who are you picked this evening? Will it be Toffee Nose number one? He thinks he's champagne, but like the bubbles, will he really get up your nose? Will it be Cherry Popping number two? After a couple of pints of cider on the rocks, after a couple of pints of cider on the rocks, will his woodpecker leave you feeling dry? Or will it be mumbling number three? The decision is yours.
Claire, it's very difficult. I would hate to be in your shoes, girl.
I'm going to choose number two.
What about the two you've turned down? Number one, come and meet our And number three, come in this way and see our clue.
Bravo, bravo.
Take a bow.
For our final act tonight, for one night only, our recruit have been backing Rod Stewart on his current tour, the one and only screaming Habdad!
Are you ready to rock and Come on, put your hands together! And the ladies, you can your children! I introduce you all to the man! On vocals of me, never care! On drum vocals, I've got Helen Stewart! And on drum vocals, Bradley Galloway! On the lead guitar, Mr. Steve Gillett! On the rhythm guitar, Mr. David Evans! And on the soul guitar, Jeff Robinson! In a screaming house now, of his head. Here we go! 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, shake it up, baby. Shake it up, baby. Twist and shout. Twist and shout. Come on, baby, now. Come on and work it on out. Work it on out. You know you work it on out. Work it on out. You know you look so good. Look so good. You really got me going now. Going like I knew. Well, shake it up, baby. Shake it up, baby. Twist and shout. Twist and shout. Come on, come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on and work it on out. Work it on out. You know you twist it, girl. Twist it, girl. You know you twist so fine. Twist so fine. Come on and twist a little closer now. So that you know that you're mine. Shake it, baby, now. Shake it up, baby. Shake it, baby, now. Shake it up, baby. Shake it, baby, now. Shake it up, baby. Shake it, baby, now. Shake it up, baby.
Colin? That's all right, yeah. I just want to get a shot of his tight trousers.
By the rivers of Babylon, where we sat down, everywhere. a love song in a strange land. So let the words of our mouths and the meditations of our hearts be acceptable in thy sight here tonight. By the rivers of Babylon, where we sat down, here we rest, when we remember Zion. By the rivers of Babylon, where we sat down, here we rest, when we remember Zion. Today is gonna be the day that it's gonna come back to you. By now you should somehow realize what you gotta do. I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now. Backbeat, the words on the street got me fighting your heart is out. I'm sure you've had it all before, but you never really had it now. I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now. I know the roads we had to walk are winding, and all the lines that lead us there are binding. There are many things that I'd like to say to you, but I don't know how. And just maybe you gotta be the one that saves me. And after all, I wonder why. What you got to do. I don't believe that
Yeah, load
IDS has just been sold to the consultancy arm of a large US corporation. The entire tranche of senior management has been right-sized. Mark Layton, the ex-managing director, was barred from the building by the new incumbent, Buck Dollar. Violent outbursts.